Hi, welcome. In this video, I want to take a couple minutes to talk about the consultation option, the distance option, as being a great way to get on the right path, even prior to one-on-one in-person training. And in fact, today I'm talking to a dog owner who has a aggressive German Shepherd. And this dog is basically, in her words, kind of taken over her social life. And again, in terms of scheduling one-on-one training, this is where being able to have a conversation, okay, prior to doing in-person training can be very helpful in these situations. And in this situation here, this individual lives a little ways away from me. So of course, there's additional, travel involved, a little additional costing involved because of that. But then again, when you look at, okay, what's the right way to kind of help to get someone on the right path? Because here's the thing: when I'm doing a in-person training with somebody who's dealing with an aggressive dog situation, there has to be a certain amount of talking first. Okay, you need to get the person thinking different. You need to get them looking at things, the relationship, the right way. Talking about certain tools, talking about structure by way of the crate, talking about again the importance of a intentional interaction-based approach, helping them reconcile their emotions, the relationship. So there's some discussion, and so again, when you have a consult prior to, say, a one-on-one training session, you're really covering off, you're really taking care of that conversation. You're getting the person to begin to think and interact differently prior to in-person training, which can be extremely helpful, okay, even by doing a certain amount to get them looking at the relationship differently, just like a parent-child relationship. That can be certainly a great way, okay, to begin the training process. So my encouragement again to anyone who is dealing with a relationship problem with their dog, in particular dealing with a aggressive dog situation, very, very helpful to have a discussion with me in terms of getting you thinking the right way, understanding the importance of a intentional interaction-based process, answering all your questions. And here's the thing, I talk about thinking different and change. It isn't about making people feel bad. Understand this whole thing about, having a discussion, moving forward in the relationship. It's all about just that. It's all about moving forward, okay? In terms of understanding the reasons why the dog owner is in the place that they're at with their dog, okay? It can be helpful in terms of perspective. But again, when I talk about, the context of perspective and feeling badly, it's no different than just right now me driving a vehicle. I'm looking straight ahead, okay? The rear view mirror, okay, is what's behind, okay? It's perspective, but it's all about moving forward. So it's about being positive that way. Because here's the thing, the people that I help with their dogs, once you get them thinking the right way, once they start to understand and be able to get the right information, okay, which is absolutely critical, and they can make sense of it. Because again, the saying that I have is there's no sense doing something unless you know why you're doing it. And so often in the dog training world, people are going through the motions of things. They're using treats. Dogs are doing a great sit down, come and stay, and the relationship isn't getting better at all, okay? Because, to ask that question, say, okay, my dog is moving around here, going through the motions, doing a sit down, come and stay. What is that actually? Can I actually trust that? What's, in terms of relationship, what does that even represent? Think about that. Is it bribery? Am I bribing my dog? Am I not bribing my dog? And see, that's the problem in the dog training world. There's no information. There's no kind of reconciling any of it. There's just, okay, here you go. Here's the cookie cutter approach. Balanced, force-free. Trainers are all jumping the same way. And when things go sideways, when those responses don't represent that the relationship's getting any better, guess what happens? Well, it's got to be the dog's fault. It's got to be your fault. God forbid it's the fault of this idea and its application and not truly considering the role of the owner the right way, and the role of influence by way, again, of a intentional interaction-based method, which makes all the difference in the world. So again, my encouragement, anyone looking for the right information, if you're dealing with an aggressive dog situation, consider the consultation option, which can be done through FaceTime, Skype, whatever your preference is. It's all about encouraging dog owners, getting them to see things the right way. So, you know, it is about the truth, okay? You can't sugarcoat what the truth is, but to do it in a way that, again, gets people to understand their role. I mean, ultimately, that's what it is. And the great thing about nature is it's all about moving forward. I mean, dogs are great that way. It's all about moving forward. So no matter what your situation is, how bad things are, how many trainers you've gone through, understand that that's all part of the system, okay? I call it the mainstream dog training approach, which again is inherently flawed. Understand, you know, 99.9% of dog trainers out there are jumping in the way I described. They're pulling out the treats. They're motivating dogs to respond at the very beginning without considering the role of the owner by way of, again, the role of influence. And again, you can line everything I say up to the parenting example. You start to look at the parenting example, I talk about interaction-based, and you start to look at what trainers are doing, it lines up almost perfectly. And it'll start to make sense of all of it. So again, if you have any questions, contact me. I'd be more than happy to answer all your questions. Thanks for watching.